really important message today. Look, we just had a great week. We had I think our best week ever for gross production. We're in the midst of another fantastic week, so I want to talk to you about something that's very important, which is quality of business. Every home you leave, you have to cement that sale, cement that protection for the family. If they cancel a week later, or they didn't know they could get raided, or there's a lack of communication, you're not protecting that family if that policy is not there when they die. So every home you leave, not only do you congratulate them and make them feel good about the decision that they made to protect their families, but you got to let them know the 5 things that could happen as soon as you leave the home. So let's talk about those 5 things. Number 1, you got to let them know, Mark, Beth, the first thing that could happen when I leave this home today is that you're probably going to receive a phone call from our home office in Texas. They're just going to call you, make sure I was nice to you, make sure I wrote down all the information. So that's the first thing, is the phone call. Watch out for that. Okay. The second thing that could happen is that they could check your medical records. Okay. They're just going to check with the doctor, make sure I answered all the health questions correctly. That you don't have high blood pressure, you don't have cancer, these sort of things. So that's something that could happen. If there's a challenge with that, or the doctor's not getting them to us, I'll give you a call. The third thing that could happen is they could ask you to do a physical. It doesn't happen very often, but sometimes with people who have as much protection as yours, which is fantastic, they might send a nurse out, take your blood pressure, maybe take a little blood. Listen, if that comes up, I'm going to give you a call and let you know about that. It's super important. Okay. The fourth thing that could happen is you could be declined for your coverage. Doesn't happen often, but unfortunately, if you have some health issue you didn't tell me about, that could happen. If you get declined, you'll get your first contribution back. I'll give you a call, you'll get a letter, and we'll move on from there. The last thing that could happen is you could be rated, okay? Being rated is fantastic news. Because of your blood pressure, because your cholesterol, some of those little things, depending on what the doctor says in the medical records, you could be rated. The great news about that is that means you're approved. So your coverage is now in place. You're going to get the coverage for your family, but they're going to give you 2 options. One, you might contribute a little bit more than the contribution we've set up for you standard, a couple more dollars a week, or it depends on your health. And then the other option they have is you contribute the same amount and you take a little bit less coverage. Here's the good news. If you're rated, it means you're approved. I don't foresee that happening, but I'm not an underwriter. Again, if any of those 5 things come up, I'll call you. You'll always have options. The most important thing is that your protection is in place so that when you die, your kids can take this. They don't have to pay for that funeral. When you die, that paycheck's going to come in to Beth to make sure she's taken care of. So, hey, congratulations. When anything comes up, I'll give you a call, but good job taking care of your family. Look, guys, gals, when you do that in every single home, okay, that screen that pops up at the end of the e-app, your final remarks, to let you know what to say to people. Make sure you're using those final remarks. Make sure you're telling them these 5 things that could happen. And when you do, look, that family's protected forever. Okay, your family protected forever through renewals, and our mission was accomplished. Protect working families, protect your families. Let's get it today.
This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated